We have lots to cover tonight, but before we start, I wanted to take a moment to recognize the passing of our former fire chief, Dwight Maker, who passed away this past Friday. He was with our fire department for 29 years, from 1972 until he retired in 2001, and he was our fire chief from 93 to 2001. So we want to note his service to us and pass along our condolences to his family. And I know our Edmond Fire family will be part of that funeral process. So, all right. So we ready?
We're ready.
A lot to cover, a lot of good things going on in Edmond. So first of all, I wanted to talk about some of the traffic improvements. One that's been kind of the front and center for many months is finally, as we're reaching the conclusion of that. That's Second and Bryant. After 15 months of construction, the road made portion and the improvements to the intersection of 2nd Street and Bryant are substantially complete and open to traffic. If you haven't driven it, it's actually a pleasure to drive now. I think I was doing the speed limit. I'll just leave it at that, right? Staff is still working on through some of the minor issues, finishing up some of the traffic management system. And apparently they tell me we're setting up the infrared detection system. That sounds kind of like a superhuman story. But anyway, Covell Coltrane, you may remember that is a major project, but we didn't want to wait until we just were ready to do the major project, so we did an interim project. If you've been through that intersection, Covell and Coltrane, remember it was just a 4-way stop, especially during the morning and evening rush hours. It was a congested area. Staff was good to make improvements this past month, along with striping to add designated left turn lanes in the 3 of the directions. Edmond Electric will be working with field service to have a temporary wire pole set up for signals. Unfortunately, with supply chain, those have been on order, and there'll be about a 16-week lead time. But if you've been through there,
it's much better.
Dramatically improved. All right, I want to take a special note. You may have heard during the last hurricane in Florida, we sent out a crew. 7 of our linemen and 4 trucks traveled to Florida on September 28th to help with the response for communities affected by Hurricane Ian. They were part of our Oklahoma brigade, which included personnel from, I'm going to butcher this, Skytook, Stillwater, Tahlequah. Hey, that's all right. GRDA and others. The Edmond Electric Group was initially assigned to Mount Dora area in Florida. After Hurricane Ian made landfall to Mount Dora, utility released the responding crews as they did not sustain the damage they had originally anticipated, and they were redirected to several small power utilities in the Moore Haven, Florida area. The Moore Haven area sustained damage to the infrastructure, but they remained energized the whole time. But our crews were assigned tasks to place a couple of broken distributor poles and transformers and did other various work. The crews mentioned the utility they responded to only had 1 lineman on staff. So to think that we brought 7 on that. Once they completed the work, they were notified that they were released to return back to their homes October 4th. But I want to take a special note. If you see these pictures, there's like 2 of the older guard, and then we had like the guys that I think they just graduated from high school last week or something. But Wes Bennett, Jason Smith, Mike Crow, Caleb Cross, Kyle Wilson, Dane Matthews, and CJ Smitsky. So just a huge shout out to them. I know they may not have heard it from the individuals in Moore Haven, but I know our Moore Haven friends are extremely happy that our Edmond Electric crews are out there. So big thanks to them. All right, our Parks Director search update is going very well. We received nearly 60 applicants for the position. 14 applicants have been narrowed down and sent a questionnaire for further information. And those answers will be received next week to determine who will move forward to interviews. Interviews will consist of a first round that narrows down to a final grouping. I don't know what that number is, maybe 3 to 4 or 4 to 5. They'll participate in a comprehensive interview day with multiple stakeholder groups, which include outside of city staff. Our goal is, obviously, as we come up to the holidays, it's probably more realistic. Q1 is when we'll have our new director to start in that position. But what a great opportunity for somebody to come into this. All right, we got to talk about something critical, and that's animal shelter capacity. The City of Edmond Animal Shelter is facing dog overpopulation challenges, which are being seen by rescues and shelters across the state. Our animal shelter currently has more than 25 dogs available for adoption. I don't know why they picked 5. I don't know if that was to mirror the number of council members, but I'll let you pick who it is. I don't want to say who's drama, but you can talk amongst yourselves. He is quite the dog. Some of these have gone with me as I've went out to meet with our work groups, and we try and bring one of these along with us, and it's very well received, and it's kind of my emotional support animal as I go out to meet with staff one-on-one. We encourage those looking for a canine companion to check out Edmond Animal Shelter. Adoption fees. I'll tell you this: we've adopted 2 or 3 dogs over our family life, and I think most of them were $175 to $200 to adopt a dog. So to think you can pick up a great companion for $25 is really not only a great bargain, but a great service to the community. So if we had our way, I'd be having multiples of those in our house, but wife puts the foot down. So, okay. I just want to let you know Edmond is the place of happening things. So the city of Edmond saw another successful season of events this summer and early fall, including Vibes, Hurd, and the Red Day Run. So I'll just run through this summer excitement. Second season of Vibes wrapped up on October 6th. Vibes is a free event held in downtown Edmond on the first Thursday of each month where the community can view visual and performing arts. Each artist is paired with the downtown business and has a small booth set up with art for viewing and purchase. Throughout their second season, they averaged between 1,000 to 3,000 attendees each month for an estimated total economic impact of over $500,000 for 2022. Great event. Always fun to go down there and see all the activity. Second one is Hurd. For 9 years, Citizen Bank of Edmond has hosted an evening food truck festival in downtown Edmond on the third Saturday of each month from March to October. Throughout season 9, the average attendance roughly was between 20 and 25,000 attendees each month, with March having, they said, over 45,000 attendees. Hurd has led to more than $60 million in economic impact since inception. And I would say as a new person here in the community, we love going to both of these events. It's great to be in a community that has these type of events going downtown. The other one I wanted to highlight is Red Day Run. The Red Day Run, held by Keller Williams in downtown Edmond on October 1st, achieved a milestone this year. After only 8 years of hosting this event, they surpassed over $1 million in donations to local nonprofits. In our community, they gave out $225,000 to 8 local nonprofits from this year's event. And we have a couple more coming up that we'll talk about is UCO International Festival, Cycle 66. I know the mayor will be leading that effort out there. And then the Edmond Turkey Trot, which I think Councilmember Moore is, are you the turkey this year? So I want to note a couple of upcoming events, are really signature events for us. One is Storybook Forest. This is out at Arcadia Lake, and Edmond Electric will be presenting Storybook Forest from October 23rd to the 30th. It's open from 5:30 to 8:30 each day as it is open. This is a safe alternative to traditional trick-or-treating. Instead of those spooky trail rides or whatever, this is a safe, welcoming environment. Children walk down a well-lit path in the woods and visit life-size scenes from classic storybook stories to collect candy. Families can expect to see recreation inspired by loved tales such as The Little Old Lady Who Lived in a Shoe, Three Little Pigs, and more. At the end, there's a concessionaire. There's campfires for families to roast hot dogs and s'mores, as well as reading tent where kids can hear stories. Great atmosphere, beautiful location to do that. So again, that's anytime between 5:30 and 8:30 on each evening of the event. And if you want more details, you can go to edmondok.gov. The other one coming up is Luminance. I have not been there. This will be our first opportunity to be Luminance, but looking forward to it. Edmond Electric will be putting on this their 5th annual 3D holiday walkthrough light display at Mitch Park. Luminance will run from November 18th through January 1st and will be open daily from 5 to 10 p.m. at night. Admission and parking are free. Luminance will also include Merry Marketplace, a holiday pop-up shop experience from November 18th to December 17th. And the kickoff, again, will be Friday, November 18th, 4 p.m. near the baseball fields. So great community events. And the last but not least, and actually probably one of the most important things that are going on is our citizens have an opportunity to vote. And we encourage everybody to get out and vote on November 8th. And particularly the city has a ballot question So just want to, and you can find out more on our C website. On November 8th, 2022, the Edmond residents will have the opportunity to vote on Referendum 0221, or ordinance number 3832, proposal that certain property generally located north of Memorial Road and the west of I-35 frontage road be rezoned from a single-family dwelling district and E-1 retail general commercial to a PUD, or planned unit development, which will contain 2 variances and 301 multifamily apartments. If you want more information about the ballot language and how to register to vote, although I think the deadline for registering to vote is passed, please visit edmondok.gov. At the top of the website, there's a direct link to where they can find out more information about the item. And that is, Mr. Cronkright used to say, that is the news of the day.